What's up everyone and welcome back to the City Insider. Today let's get started with Barcelona rule out Calvin Phillips move. Manchester City midfielder Calvin Phillips has been linked with a move away from the club this month. With Barcelona interested, Calvin Phillips has struggled for regular game time at Manchester City, and he needs to move on in search of regular playing time. Barcelona have been linked with a move for the 28-year-old, but a report from Spanish publication Sport has claimed that the Catalan giants have now ruled out a move for him. Phillips has been linked with clubs like Newcastle United and West Ham United as well. It seems that the two English clubs are now favourites to secure his services. It will be interesting to see where he ends up. Man City hold strong interest in Spurs player. Football Insider have revealed that Manchester City are plotting a move to re-sign Pedro Porro next summer. City signed Porro from Girona in £11 million deal back in 2019, but the right-back never made a single senior appearance for Pep Guardiola's side. He was shipped out on loan to Valladolid and Sporting Lisbon, eventually making a permanent switch to the Portuguese giants in the summer of 2022. Just 6 months later, Spurs paid £44 million to land him from the José Alvalade Stadium, and he initially struggled to come to terms with the pace of the Premier League, being found wanting at times defensively. However, since Ange Postecoglou's arrival last summer, Porro has been one of Tottenham's most consistent performers and has arguably been the best right-back on show in the English top flight this season. The 24-year-old has 8 assists in the Premier League so far this season, which is the most by any Spurs defender in a single campaign. Squawker. Man United raid Man City to appoint new CEO. Manchester United have named Omar Berrada as their new chief executive after raiding rivals Manchester City in a dramatic statement of intent. United have been looking for a successor to Richard Arnold, who left the club in November, and Berrada appears to fit the bill following his success both on and off the field with City Football Group. Berrada has been at City for nearly a decade in a variety of different guises, most recently as the chief football operations officer. Also bringing significant experience in the commercial sector, Joel and Avram Glazer appointed Berrada in consultation with Jim Ratcliffe, whose Ineos firm has agreed to buy a 25% stake in the Premier League club. Berrada's start date with his new club will be revealed in due course by United, who confirmed Patrick Stewart will continue as interim chief executive for the time being. Manchester City set £100 million asking price for KDB. De Bruyne has just returned to action for City, having spent nearly 5 months on the sidelines recovering from a hamstring injury. De Bruyne made his return against Huddersfield Town in the FA Cup a couple of weeks ago, and then made headlines for his superb cameo against Newcastle United in the Premier League. The Belgian magician reminded everyone against the Magpies what an unbelievable player he is. Indeed, recently, Ruben Dias hailed him as a special talent. There remains some speculation that officials in Saudi Arabia would really like to land De Bruyne to boost the profile of the Pro League, but it will be very difficult for them according to a new report. Journalist Ben Jacobs has provided some information regarding Manchester City's stance on Kevin De Bruyne. The Saudi Pro League want a huge name, and the two main candidates are De Bruyne and Mo Salah of Liverpool. De Bruyne's camp have been approached previously by Saudi officials, with Al Nassr and Al Hilal both expressing an interest. According to Jacobs in his court offside column, City would expect an offer of at least £100 million to even have a conversation about a potential sale of the 32-year-old. Apparently, Pep Guardiola actually still has hopes that De Bruyne will extend his current contract at the Etihad, which runs until 2025. Previously, it has been suggested that De Bruyne could finish his career at City, with the player having been at the club since 2015. The player is settled, loves the club and has raised his family in Manchester. City poised to beat Real Madrid to the signing of 19-year-old La Liga winger. Girona have been one of the surprise packages of the season in La Liga, as they sit atop the La Liga standings, 1 point ahead of Real Madrid, who happen to have a game in hand. One of the standout performers for Michel's side this season has been Brazilian winger Savinho, who is currently on loan at the club from Troyes FC. Having joined the Catalan outfit, the 19-year-old has shone brightly, chalking up a tally of 6 goals and 5 assists from 23 games in all competitions. Savinho's performances have caught the attention of a number of clubs in Spain and outside. Real Madrid was said to be monitoring the Brazilian, but it seems that the winger's future does not lie in Spain. Indeed, as per the Daily Star in England, Manchester City are leading Real Madrid in the race to sign Savinho from Troyes. The fact that Troyes and Girona are owned by the City Football Group the owners of Manchester City as well, gives the Premier League and European champions a big edge in the race for Savinho. As per the report, Man City could sign the 19-year-old for a fee of as little as £10 million, one-third of the price that any other club from Europe would have to pay to land the winger. The report further claims that Real Madrid were hopeful of signing Savinho, who appears set to follow in the footsteps of compatriot and Los Blancos superstar Vinicius Jr. But all roads point towards Manchester City for the young Brazilian, who had previously expressed his desire to play with Real Madrid's Rodrigo Goes. Stefan Ortega could leave at the end of the season. It has been reported that Stefan Ortega could leave Manchester City at the end of the 2023-2024 season. Ortega, whose contract at the Etihad Stadium expires in the summer of 2025, seems like he could be on the radar of several clubs after the season, as per a report by The Mirror. In August, when the German was heavily linked with a move to Bayern Munich, Pep Guardiola admitted that losing him would have been a blow for City. The £55,000 a week, Sport IC, Man has garnered a reputation for being one of the best second-choice goalkeepers in Europe, to the extent that Darren Bent believes he is better than Manchester United #1, Andre Onana. However, due to being the understudy to Ederson Moraes, the 31-year-old has started just 6 games for City in all competitions this season. But now, it has been claimed that Stefan Ortega is attracting interest from various clubs and he could be on his way out of Manchester City in the summer. In October, it was reported that the Sky Blues were intending to hand the highly rated shot-stopper a brand new contract. Despite Manchester City perhaps themselves being aware of how proficient a goalkeeper Stefan Ortega is, losing him would represent an undeniably significant blow for the club. The treble winner showed against Newcastle United why he is the perfect profile for a number 2 at City, bringing the perfect blend of shot-stopping and reliability in possession to the table, which the likes of Zach Steffen and Claudio Bravo struggled to provide when serving as backup options to Ederson Moraes. In an emergency situation where Ederson had to be brought off due to injury, Ortega seamlessly stepped in and even made a crucial save when the Sky Blues were losing 2-1 to keep Isaac's attempt from extending the Magpies' lead. Only time will tell whether Manchester City can persuade him to stay put beyond this campaign. And that's the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to support me.